virtue explain how a human person reaches their highest purpose by living according to reason and performing action in an excellent way. Virtue or arias is not something gained instantly but is developed over time through consistent good habits and wise choices. By understanding the different parts of the human soul, both the rational mind that guides decision and the irrational desire that must be controlled, Aristotle show how people learn to act responsibly, balance their emotion, and grow in moral character. In this view, becoming a virtuous person is a continuous journey of learning, practicing what is right, and striving to become better each day.
Virtue as excellence. Achieving the highest purpose of human being involves using reason to perform action excellently, a quality the Greeks called virtue or ariet. According to Aristotle, becoming a person of virtue takes time and consistent effort as it cannot be achieved through a single act. While a commendable action like a minor participant in a crime exposing wrongdoing may show moral courage, it does not automatically make someone a person of virtue. Through True excellence is reflected in consistently doing well in every life. There are two parts of soul. According to Aristotle, excellence is an activity of the human soul guided by a reason, and human soul has two parts. The first part is a rational element. A rational element consists of two, which is vegetative aspect and appetitive aspect. For vegetative aspect, they are responsible for growth and nutrition cannot exercise virtue, while appetitive aspect involve desire and impulses that can be guided by reason. The second part of human soul is rational faculty. Rational faculty consists of moral virtue which attained by habit and intellectual aspect concerned knowledge, learning, and wisdom. True excellence is exercised in the rational part of the soul through teaching, learning, and consistent practice of moral and intellectual virtues.
Virtue as excellence. According to Aristotle, living a morally virtuous life requires guidance from practical wisdom, which helps a person know not only what is good but also how to act rightly in daily life. Knowing the good is different from actually doing the good. One may understand what is morally right but still fail to act accordingly. Moral virtue, unlike intellectual virtue, is developed through habit and practice. By repeatedly choosing and performing good actions, a person gradually forms a virtuous character. This process shows that people are not born morally good, rather goodness is cultivated through consistent
Ang
behavior.
suga,
A person's
patubang sa
character
kon.
becomes the mark by which others recognize them, reflected
Sige
in
pa,
the
sige
Filipino
pa.
concept of pag-uugali, good
Dara na.
character, or masamang pag-uugali, bad character. For examples, children who regularly observe violent behavior on television may develop habits that make them more tolerant of hostile actions, which can shape their character over time. A child who regularly sees acts of kindness such as helping neighbors, sharing with others, or volunteering may develop habits of generosity and empathy, shaping their moral character over time. And a student who consistently practices honesty, like returning lost items or admitting mistakes, gradually develops a trustworthy and responsible character.
Moral virtue and misotes.
What is moral virtue? Moral virtue is the habit of doing what is right and balanced. It means using good action not because someone forces you, but because you know they are right and you practice them consistently. Moral virtue is developed through experience, self-control, following reason, helping a person act with kindness, fairness, courage, honesty, and responsibility every day. Firstly, the condition arrived at by a person who has a character identified out over habitual exercise of particular action. One's character is seen as a growth in terms of continuous preferences for the good. Secondly, in a moral virtue, the action done that normally manifests feelings and passion is chosen because in the middle.
Moral virtue and method. Practical wisdom involves learning from experience and guidance from elders to make the right moral choices. Aristotle teach the moral virtue lies in the methods or middle point which avoid extreme for excess and deficiency. Emotion and action are neutral on their own. Their morality depends on the degree and context in which they are expressed.
Misotes is the idea that the right moral action is always the balanced one, not too much and not too little. Aristotle believed that people become virtuous when they avoid extremes and choose the moderate, appropriate response in any situation. It means practicing self-control, balance, and good judgment to do what is right. To do what is right. Misotes means the middle or the golden mean. In Aristotle's philosophy, Aristotle explained that courage is the middle between two extremes. First, cowardice is a deficiency, a lack of bravery, and an inability to carry oneself properly in difficult situations. Second is recklessness, is an excess acting which too much boldness, rushing in the action without thinking. The difference between excess, middle, and deficiency.
The difference between excess, middle, and deficiency. Excess, an excess is a vice that shows an overflow of a certain quality, emotion, or action beyond the which is appropriate or right.
Middle is the moral virtue itself. It is the proper and reasonable quantity, neither too much nor too little, of the given quality, emotion, or act. Aristotle makes it clear that this mean is relative to us, that is, to the individual and the circumstance, not a rigidly fixed mathematical average.
Deficiency. This is the vice of having too little of a certain quality, emotion, or action. It falls short of what is appropriate or right.
Ay,
Virtue and vices of Aristotle: excess, impulsiveness, recklessness, prodigality. Middle, self-control, courage, liberality. Deficiency, indecisiveness, cowardice, meanness.
In the conclusion, Aristotle is a good.
Sige.
Okay na.
Oo.
In conclusion, Aristotle explains that being a good person is learned through practice, experience, and making wise choices. Virtue is developed when we use our reason to guide our action and avoid extreme behaviors. He believes that good habits help shape our character and make us capable of living a balanced and meaningful life. Becoming virtuous does not happen quickly. It takes patience, self-control, and effort. Overall, Aristotle reminds us that being a better person is a lifelong process of learning and choosing what is right.